If you're seeing the same faces on stage every single week, that's a warning sign that you are getting close to burnout. And you know what? Your ministry will feel it before you do, and that's a problem, but we're going to talk about it today because there is a solution. So here's the scenario. We've all been there. We all have those who are the faithful few. And you've heard the adage, the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the people are doing nothing and 20% of the people are doing everything. Or maybe the ratio is a little bit worse than that, like 10-90, 5-95. You get it. Well, here's the problem. Burnout doesn't just mean that people are getting tired. You know, we all get tired, but what it means is that your ministry starts losing creativity, joy, or just a sense of belonging. They feel overused. And the reasons that we can miss this is because some of us tend to celebrate consistency. Man, we're doing the same thing every week. We're consistent. All the boxes in Planning Center are green. We love it. You know, that's where we like to live. No stress, or least amount of stress as possible. So we might be overusing the same people. And so there are three things I try to do to eliminate burnout, and they're fresh in my mind because I was having some auditions yesterday and I was explaining the values of our worship team. And one of them is I want it to be a joy to be on the team, and I want to resource my people so that they are set up for success. And scheduling, which is the first of the three things. Scheduling. You need to have a strategy when it comes to scheduling. So my strategy is that I would like to have 4 people per position so that they can serve on the worship team one week. They can serve somewhere else, like children's ministry, once a month. Did I say once a week? Once a month on the worship team, once a month somewhere else, and then just take 2 weeks off so they can just attend and avoid burnout. I just said that 3 times yesterday in 3 auditions, and people are like, oh, I want to be on this team. And not to throw anybody under the bus, but the worship leader who was at the church I'm at before I got there, almost 9 years ago now, had a completely different strategy for scheduling. He used these same people over and over again. And there are benefits to that. It was like one band and they played every single week. And the benefit is that band can be tight, right? You know each other, you know your flaws, you know your mistakes, you get the feel of things. Now, if you're trying to be in a band that's going to sound good and be consistent, you need to play together all the time. That's another thing. But in church, we have higher priorities than that. And so I started changing things, and I'm going to use everyone. You know, I say all the time, we're always growing. We're a part of a church that helps send church planters out, and they always need musicians. And so I want those 4 people per position. But if I had 5, they could rotate, and I could send somebody else to another church when they didn't maybe have a bass player or a drummer. So that's the goal. That's the goal. I don't have that many people. And you're probably thinking, Jimmy, I only have enough for one band, maybe not even a full band. And that's okay. We're going to get there. There's still some strategies, but scheduling needs to be strategic. And I just want to share one more story. I have a drummer who is a member of our church who was drumming for like 12 years straight. And he's helped me out a couple times, but I don't even want to ask him because I know he's still burnt out, even though he hasn't played in several years consistently at our church. He's playing other places and stuff, but I don't want him to feel like a commodity like that. That's another value that I have in our worship team. Like, I want people to feel like people, that I care about them more than I care about what they can give me. So number 1, schedule smarter, have a schedule strategy. You can take mine, 4 people per position, or your own. You know, maybe it's just 2 people so they can alternate every other week and they can at least know they're not on every single week, whatever fits in your context. But sometimes that's not the problem. Sometimes it's just number 2, that we're not sharing the load. And so I would say share the load, delegate. It's not like we're just dumping our tasks onto other people. We're actually investing in them. We are giving them leadership opportunities, and we're developing them. You are developing when you delegate. Okay, so this is not something, and I know it's weird in the Christian world. Like if you're at a job and you delegate to other people who work at that job, then that kind of makes sense. But when you are a ministry leader, and maybe you're getting paid some, maybe you're full-time, maybe you're part-time, maybe you're just a volunteer, but when you have a job and then you start delegating your responsibilities to volunteers, to me, it can feel a little icky or weird. And so you have to shift your brain to think, my goal is not to just delegate tasks so that I don't have to do them. No, my goal is to develop leaders because of number 3, and this is the most important thing, develop new leaders. Like your church needs to start transitioning into a place where we are always developing, because it's also a form of discipleship. If we're not developing leaders, then who is going to take over when you're sick? Who is going to take over when you're too old one day and have to retire, or you get called to another ministry? Now, they could just call someone else in from the outside, but wouldn't it be awesome if you were already working on your replacement right now? But I know sometimes that's the hard thing to do. Like, where am I going to find these leaders? Jimmy, there's no one in my church. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. But if you're gonna pray for rain, bring an umbrella, right? That's what my dad always used to say, and I'm sure he heard it from someone else. And so you need to develop a system where you are ready to train, so that when God sends somebody your way, you're like, hey, I'm ready now. And the thing is it's like, where do I start? Well, I've done it for you. I have the worship internship. It's the internship I use at my church. We just started this past week, first week again, but this semester. I've done it for a few years now, and I love it because it's all done. The calendar, the schedules, the syllabus, everything is there. It's a light load. It's not supposed to be like schooling. It's just like we read a chapter, we watch a video once a week, we come in to discuss it, and then the rest of the afternoon is them shadowing me and me giving them responsibilities. I delegate to them so they can learn and be hands-on. A lot of times I just want to do something quick and I want to do it myself, but with the internship, I've learned to just relax and say, hey, let's let them do it. You can try it, and you can mess it up. It's fine. Let me just do it next to you, and we can fix it together. Whether that be making tracks or setting up microphones or just learning to sing a song, learning to play the chords. Yesterday, we had auditions, and I wanted everybody to learn how to audition the way I audition, so that if they're ever in a place where they're at a new church plant and they're auditioning someone, what do they say when someone's not good enough? How do they run an organized audition so that the person doesn't feel like they're on an American Idol, contest? They just feel like they're auditioning to serve the church with their giftings. So there's a lot that goes into that. And so we watched a video about it yesterday. I actually brought them along, had them fill out the forms that I usually do internally just so they could see it and learn the process. And it's super beneficial. And all of that kind of stuff is what is built into the internship. So I want you to check down below, click the link, go look at it. You buy the main program, and then you add interns as many as you want. And it's an ongoing thing. So I just want you to look at that. I know it's like I'm selling something, but it's also so beneficial. And it's one of the main things that keeps me from being burnt out and my other team members burning out, because we're always growing. Everybody's always trying new things. And it's really because of this internship. So go check it out. I would love it for you. All right. So how about you? Let me know down in the comments. Are you feeling burnout and you have no one around you? Let me know your situation. I'd really love to talk to you. If you want to talk for real, I do one-on-one sessions. So I don't put them on the website, but if you email me, jimmy@heyworshipleader.com, I'll send you the link and we can schedule a time. I love pouring into worship leaders, and so I want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments what your biggest struggle is, and if I have some wisdom I can share, I can make it in a new video. And I also like helping specific things. So like sometimes people have a specific problem and they email me, and I'll turn around and make a video about it. So you can do that as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.